In a quiet village nestled between majestic mountains and serene lakes, there lived a young man named Aran. He was known for his kind heart and strong work ethic, always ready to lend a hand. But despite his good nature, a heavy sadness followed him wherever he went. No matter what he did, he couldn't shake the feeling that he was falling behind in life. Whenever he saw his friend Samir, who was always cheerful and full of life, he wished he could be as happy. When he looked at his wealthy neighbor Rohan, he envied his success. Even when he saw people enjoying the small moments of life, he felt disconnected from their joy. Over time, this comparison became a burden on his soul. His focus on work declined, he found no pleasure in hobbies, and he withdrew from friends and family. One day, news spread through the village that a wise monk had arrived. This monk was said to have deep wisdom about life and happiness, guiding people to understand themselves better. Desperate for answers, Aran decided to seek his help. He approached the monk and poured his heart out. "Master, I feel lost. No matter how much I try, I can't seem to be happy. I see others enjoying life, but I feel empty inside. Please, help me understand. Why am I always sad?" The monk listened patiently. The monk smiled. "Meet me at the lake near the mountains tomorrow at sunrise," he said. "There, you'll find your answer." Though confused, Aran agreed. The next morning, as the sun painted golden streaks across the sky, Aran arrived at the lake. The monk was already there, standing silently by the water's edge. "Look at the lake, Aran. What do you see?" the monk asked. Aran observed for a moment. "The water is calm," he replied, "but when the wind blows, ripples form, disturbing its peace." The monk nodded. "Your mind is just like this lake. Its natural state is peace. But when you let worries, comparisons, and external influences take control, your peace is disturbed. Instead of fighting the ripples, learn to let them pass." Aran pondered the monk's words. He realized that he had spent years holding onto his comparisons and negative thoughts, allowing them to shape his emotions. The monk then pointed to the towering mountains in the distance. "See those mountains, Aran? They stand tall, unmoved by the changing seasons. Whether the sun shines or the rain pours, they remain as they are." He continued, "Now imagine a small rock at the base of the mountain, complaining that it isn't as grand as the peak." Aran shook his head. "No, master. The rock has its own place, just as the peak does." The monk smiled. "Exactly. Every person has their own journey. Some will rise quickly like the mountain peaks, while others will have their own steady path. Instead of wishing to be someone else, embrace who you are and work on what makes you stronger." At that moment, something clicked within Aran. His sadness had not come from his own failures, but from constantly measuring himself against others. From that day on, Aran stopped comparing his life to others. Instead of focusing on what he lacked, he celebrated his own small victories. He put his energy into personal growth, setting goals for himself instead of competing with the world. Slowly, he rediscovered joy in simple moments: a beautiful sunset, the laughter of children, the feeling of accomplishment after a good day's work. His confidence returned, his work improved, and over time, he became an inspiration for others in the village. Years later, when people asked him how he overcame his sadness, Aran would simply smile and say, "Do not let your happiness depend on others. A mountain does not need to be a river, and a lake does not need to be a tree. True peace comes when you accept yourself." Aran's story teaches us a timeless lesson. Happiness does not come from comparison, but from self-acceptance. Like the still waters of the lake and the unshakable strength of the mountains, we too can find peace when we embrace who we truly are.